You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke turns to
Well, that's just wrong, isn't it?
End wokeness is often being supported or rationalized by a couple of camps, right? It's either devoutly religious and an attack on the moralities of this country, or it's protect the kids, right? Those are the two chief places where end wokeness is most supported by whatever the rationalizations are, whether they are, I don't want my children to have this future in Sodom and Gomorrah. There is the grievance of white people. There is the anger of white people. But I see it often framed, when you go through the roots of some of this, I often see it framed with either religion, just my morality is better than your morality. You are immoral for being liberal. See, everyone can agree with this part. Everyone can agree. Yes, protect the children. Absolutely, protect the children. But a lot is getting filed under, if you're anti-gay, the idea of grooming, anti-trans, the idea of grooming, that children have to be protected from these things, from liberal parents.
Dan Le Batard, who left ESPN and started Meadowlark Media, has some thoughts on Trumpism and Republicans. Remember this terrible moment when Donald Trump nodded along to his followers, saying this of Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar?
This felt un-American, what happened last night. The chant, send her back, is not, it's not the America that my parents came to get for us, for exiles, for brown people. Like, there's a racial division in this country that's being instigated by the president. What happened last night at this rally is deeply offensive. Done by the president of our country.
Le Batard saw it for what it is and remains to be.
I think it's very disrespectful to our country. I think it's very, very disrespectful to our flag. When you get on your knee and you don't respect the American flag or the anthem, that's not being treated with respect.
On Trump's diabolical posturing pertaining to an issue he truly could care less about.
What has happened to minorities in this country? They're old and dying. Jim Brown walks with a cane, man. He walks with a cane. He's going to go to the grave without having seen change. He's going to go to the grave with Colin Kaepernick still out of the league. Literally blackballed, because we're taking this stuff and making it about the flag when it's not about the flag. It's about race, like burning a cross and saying it's about God. This isn't about the flag.
And yes, we don't do anything woke over here at all.
Except when you signed Bud Light to a deal, Mr. Wokey Pokey.
Over the weekend, Dana White, because Disney is woke, Stugat. In Florida, Disney is too woke. Dana White, in partnership with Disney, goes to the fights with Trump and Kid Rock and Tucker Carlson.
That's like the white supremacy Avengers you just rattled off.
In the case of Dana White, can now use Disney as a tool because he's got so much power over this.
Is the author also upset that Chiefs press conferences look like this? That there is black and red and white in the colors of the team? This is what it looks like to be a fan.
Admittedly, Deadspin got this story half wrong. However, the response from MAGA was beyond hypocritical.
The right has picked this up and said, sue Deadspin, bankrupt Deadspin. And I can't help but laugh at the center of this. I can't help but laugh somehow at the idea of they want him sued for one racism while the kid is still in full racist garb. The only part of him that's not intentionally kind of racist is the black part. The rest is team colors, and he's going for just being a fan. But the racism is already in there, just not the kind that the right is picking up and flogging Deadspin with over a 5-year-old kid. Like, the stupidity of this is remarkable.
Revisiting these comments from the MAGA base.
This is deeply offensive to me as somebody whose parents made all the sacrifices to get to this country. Send her back. How are you any more American than her? You're more privileged, you're whiter, you're richer, but people don't know whether your money's real or not. You've had every privilege afforded to you by America. Every privilege. And now what you do with that power is you go after brown people and black people and minorities? It is antithetical to what we should be. And if You're not calling it abhorrent, obviously racist, dangerous rhetoric. You're complicit.
People don't want to see all of the politics. They've got enough politics with me and with everybody else. And they don't want to see it with football and sports on Sunday or whenever they happen to be watching.
And when we hear keep politics and sports separate from the man who refuses to heed his own words,
I don't even think that I talk politics. What I've been talking about for many, many years has been race, and it gets hijacked. It gets turned into politics when all I feel like I'm doing, and I'm now viewed, I'm called libtard and woke. The Cuban community will call me gusano, worm, for being a traitor against the politics of my region here in South Florida. But all I think I've ever advocated for, which is now somehow a controversial position, is how about equality and decency for all?
We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said, if I had a gay son, I would think I'd...
Oh, look, another. I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and some would say...
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Have you had the chance to interact with a more diverse
are you?
crowd?
Let me know. Are you gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak man, dude. You're part of the problem. You elected Justin Trudeau, like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just pathetic, and the fact that you have no backbone, and has he shut down your country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid like that, go yourself. Move the on, man.
Really answer the question.
plus when Sean Strickland showed how disgusting and hateful of a person he is,
Furthermore, I would say that a good deal of MMA audience applauds the idea that in their sport, he can speak his mind that way, in a way that his audience doesn't necessarily disagree with, hateful or not.
I'm not better because I heard that clip. I'm angry. That has done nothing for me, except make me
angry. Anger is what leads movement toward change. You have to feel.
No. In fact, Dan, normalizing that kind of behavior and platforming it has brought about a change.
That's not
a change
normal.
where someone can speak like that freely. That's the change that has happened.
the Le Batard crew had a spirited debate on the subject.
Dana White.
What's up, GOP? Good evening, everyone. My name is Dana White. I am the president of the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Le Batard also sees through Dana White's antics with the UFC.
The reason I just pointed out to you is just to marvel that in 2023, Stugotz, to legitimately marvel at it, there is a lane for, I'm going to be all-powerful counterculture white guy who answers to no one, and I'm going to win at the fighting sport. The Fertitta brothers, Stugotz, have made so much money off of everything this is, which is controlling the fighters and using them, paying them abhorrently, throwing them in the body machine mill, and then making money that helps Disney and helps him and Vince McMahon get rich while he's drunkenly playing at blackjack tables, stacked chips, stacked grotesquely high because he can, speaking at the Republican National Convention, and now arming a fan base of, I mean, these are knuckle draggers that I have fought for a long time, Stugotz, because I haven't respected the mixed martial arts enough. This undercurrent of this is the safe space for our people, and we're going to cater to it, and we're going to become more and more powerful, all powerful, where he's running the ability to produce what ESPN is putting on its airwaves, Stugotz. Very few people have that power.
And who could forget this moment when the crew exposed former NFL reporter Michelle Tafoya, who left sports media for a political career.
We're spending so much of it fighting over things that I'm not sure really are existential, that they really make or break us as a society.
You would say that, except I'd stop you on, we also want a universe where everyone is treated fairly and safely by the police as well, right? And I think we can agree that your experience with the police might not be the same as your experiences at home might not be the same as they are in other parts of the country, no matter how diverse you think your neighbors are.
As mine, basically.
Right. I would definitely agree with that. We know that to be the case. The George Floyd incident was in my backyard. It was one of the most shameful, atrocious, heinous, sickening things I've ever seen in my life.
Michelle, that teaches, though, critical race thinking, that would teach how the systemic police brutality that you find is built by police orders that descend from the slave system and treat whites differently than they do others. Like that's at the soul of the facts and the history.
How is it then when I talk to a number of Black police officers, they don't agree with that, what you just said?
Because police officers.
Meaning
they're going to defend their own.
Not all of them. No one defended Chauvin.
Hey everyone, if there are any stories that you want to bring to our attention, whether it is the local level, collegiate level, professional level, national level, that you think would be worthy of a story and us covering, there are so many hours in a day and only so much we see. Submit them to me. Get at me on Twitter, on Instagram, and TikTok. Send me a DM, send me a tweet, what have you. We appreciate it. Hope you have a great day.